Welcome to What the It's Like The View, but with less vagina. Let's get a preview of tonight's show from Timothy Walton in our legal department. Timothy, what do we have in store for tonight's show?
Tonight, we find out about what porn our panelists watch and whether they watch porn over the lunch hour. Also, we find out about the aphrodisiac mushroom and why men choose sex over food. Back to you, Jim.
Thank you, Timothy. We'll join you at the end of the show. Hey, they're so awesome, the paparazzi follow their every move. But enough about garbage collectors to the stars. Let's meet tonight's panel. In the far chair, she's cuter than a puppy with its own smaller puppy. It's freelance writer Rachel Avery. In the middle chair, it's international woman of intrigue, Cynthia Gregory. She's so mysterious, she goes on ski vacations with the abominable snowman, who she assures me is a man, and more so than me. I don't get that. Anyways, in between them is professional videographer John Helmholtz. If hilarity were dentures, he'd come in an old man's mouth. Finally, sitting next to me because he drew the short straw, he's a writer, actor, director, and the most famous person you've never heard of. It's C.J. Silverman. If insight was a vow of celibacy, nuns would take him in church in front of a priest.
Well, that sounds like fun.
Here you go. Issue number 1. Would your friends heap scorn if they knew you watched porn? Brett Thomas, a San Francisco-based software engineer, has warned that hackers will soon be able to determine what porn someone watches via the internet and release those records to the public. Quote, "You should expect that at some point your porn viewing history will be publicly released and attached to your name," unquote. Thomas says that if hackers were able to get hold of a list of logs that can give them an idea of a user's name, plus logs of sensitive websites like porn, then those two could be cross-referenced to put a name to a viewing history. For further comment, we turn to our online porn expert, Ugly Face Man. UFM, your thoughts?
Kind of looks like a penis.
Yeah, I told him to do his bowel movement before we start taping.
Never listens.
I know.
It's probably while he was doing it.
Yeah, that's what I was All right, hey, let's see here. Rachel,
Yes.
online porn viewing made public. Something
Yes.
to fear or not to fear?
All I know is that when they release that, I'm going to watch that show
Okay.
of who is watching what porn. I think that's so interesting.
Really?
Like, yeah.
So you're not afraid of this at all?
Not at all. As a matter of fact, it could be. We could marry it with the online dating sites,
Okay.
right? So we could see, like,
Match
okay, here's your
people.
user handle, and this is what kind of porn that you like, and it's compatible with the porn that I like. So maybe we're compatible. So I mean,
Okay, so yeah, do I want to ask what porn is compatible with you?
that's another show.
Okay, there you go. All right. So you're looking forward to this?
Yeah, I think it'd be very interesting. I think we all need to be more sex positive.
Okay. Cynthia, what's your take on this?
I think that it will completely bust if people try to do this, because I think of all the men in the world that have access to the internet
Right.
and how much porn they're probably watching. So it'd be too much information to actually sift through. And you know, and what are you going to do? You're going to go after Donald Trump's porn stash? Big deal. No one wants to think about him having sex. There's probably a lot of people nobody wants to think about who's having sex.
It'd be the hugest, most classiest porn viewing history.
It would be huge. It would be huge. But that's the problem. It would be so big that no one could get their head wrapped around it.
Yes, the first time I've heard Cynthia Gregory complain about something so big she can't get her head around it.
It has to relate to
It's a happy problem.
There you go. Hey, John, since you're the youngest person on this list, I'm assuming you have the shortest porn viewing of the five of us. No, no,
I've been
you're
putting in
precocious?
some good work, yeah. For me, I'm starting to think that maybe I have to, kind of up my resume, I guess. Like really just like all HD stuff, 60 frames per second. Like people are gonna look at it, like if it gets out, like, yeah, all right, he watches porn, but hey, that's some classy shit that's going on there. You know what I mean? Like he's got good taste. It's like a wine list. You know what I mean?
So you're afraid that people will see all that stuff that's pixelated and really.
Yeah, I don't want them to be like, what is this guy wasting his time with? I want them to be. I want to inspire people to watch, better quality porn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. That is an aspiration that you put in one of your life goals?
Yeah, well, I'm young, so I figure, just aim high.
Aim high. Okay, there you go. CJ, let's follow up with what Rachel brought up. If you were evaluating a potential romantic partner, would their porn viewing history factor into whether or not they're a keeper or a go away?
It could. I mean, if they were looking at reruns of F Troop instead of porn, I might put a big question mark on them. And it's like, how do you derive?
Is F Troop porn in your world?
Well, no, but I'm just saying if that's what they were watching to get turned on, that might be a no-go for me.
Okay. Oh, really? Okay. So you didn't like the fact when they kicked the cannon and it blew down the tower and knocked it over?
That part I liked.
Okay. That didn't get you off at all?
Well, okay, it did.
Because the tower going down.
Yeah, well, see, now, if the woman was watching it and the tower's going up, I think they'd be more into it.
You reverse it. You played in reverse.
Yeah, play it backwards.
Okay. So the cannon's unfiring and the tower's going down.
Yeah, it's kind of like Brazilian face sitting, but not quite.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Wow. All right. Then let's see here. I'll go to Rachel then. If we could use this as screen job candidates, do you think it'd be a good thing to know or a bad thing to know?
Well, depends again. Where are you screening? Like kink.com, right? You better be watching their porn. Right. So it's like you want to be sure and you're, watching the right kind of porn for the right kind of place.
Research.
Now, if you're at Google, I don't know. Will they care?
They probably already know.
Exactly. They have their own list of porn going on.
So, do you think certain types of porn would be good for certain types of jobs? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. There's all sorts of positions that are better for certain types of jobs.
What kind of porn is good for law?
Yeah, what kind of porn is good for a lawyer? Legal porn. There you go.
Soft
They're not
porn.
wearing their brief.
It starts with someone getting served a subpoena.
Well,
and then
for instance,
a subpoena.
right, handcuffs. The usage of handcuffs would be very appropriate for a lawyer.
I noticed neither of our lawyers have said anything about it, though. They refused to comment.
I invoke the fifth. I invoke the fifth.
Oh, this is a criminal proceeding all of a sudden?
Fifth Amendment porn. There you go. Or food porn. There you go. But how about political candidates? If we knew, would it affect a political candidate support if you knew what each of the candidates watched as porn?
As long as it's nothing like racy and, illegal. Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
I'm sure Hillary likes the lesbian stuff, though.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
I think that's the way she swings.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know about that, but because I wonder what Mike Huckabee's porn is. And Cynthia's like, who is he?
Oh, I know who he is. I'm pretty sure it's animals.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Just animals or animals and people?
Maybe
Just animals.
Just animals?
Just
A lot of
animal
National
porn.
Geographic.
Animal
up there.
Because anything else would be
Monkey porn.
considered
All goes back to the monkey.
That's-
would
yeah.
be really nasty.
Animal
Yeah,
Planet.
illegal.
Anyway, issue number 2. He got off without getting laid off. An Italian employee at Fiat won his labor dispute with the Italian car maker after his employer tried to fire him for watching porn on the job. A court in Termini e Maurice initially found the man guilty in 2010, but that was later overturned by a court of appeals and upheld by the Court of Cassation. Did I pronounce that right? Who knows? The High Court noted that porn viewing was limited to merely watching merely a glimpse of a film during his lunch break, and there was no evidence that the habit seeped into his working hours. And the court noted that he did nothing wrong. I think we have some of the footage here.
God, that was just weird.
And that's what Mike
I had
Huckabee.
to tell him.
That's what Mike Huckabee's into.
I think that monkey needs Viagra. CJ, I'm going to start with you since you are the attorney.
Or the monkey expert.
The closest thing we have to a clothes law expert. Oh, and a monkey expert. That's right. Watching porn at work is okay. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, I don't think you're really in the course and scope of your employment, so that's like a frolicking detour. I can't think of any benefit that you're providing to the employer by watching porn. Now, they could make the argument that, well, a rested employee is reinvigorated and they're ready to do their work, and perhaps watching porn relaxes your libido. I guess that's the argument they could make. But I don't really think it's good for business. I think you should be paying attention to your job, unless, of course, there's a rational relationship between the porn viewing and your job. So if you're a quality control person for a porn company, Sure, but if you're working in a manufacturing company or the loading dock, I don't see how it's relevant.
Well, just curious, knowing that this went to a court, would this tell you that Italy has an at-will or for-cause employment system?
So, well, if it was at will, he would have been terminated immediately.
Right. And
So
no one
it's
would care.
probably for nobody would care.
Okay.
And they don't have to give a reason. I mean, here in California, we have at-will employment, and your employer could fire you for wearing a loud jacket if they wanted to, and they don't even have to give you a reason.
Oh, that's right. So so that's the difference in Italy and the United States?
There could be more.
Okay. Could that be a reason why Italy is so awesome, their economy?
It's one of the reasons.
Okay.
I mean, plus, this guy's working for Fiat. I think Ferrari owns Fiat or vice versa, so it's probably a pretty cool atmosphere to work in.
I don't know about that. Hey, see, John, what's your take on this?
My take on this is, I feel like if we're going to start inducting porn viewing into the workplace, like there were some companies that set aside certain rooms for like people taking 15-minute naps in the middle of their workday. Like I personally, like if it's going to happen, it might as well be behind closed doors. Section off something.
Right.
Because I mean, like there's some industries, there's people just sitting around. Like everyone has their phones these days. Like if I'm getting like a CAT scan and I'm in that machine for a while, like maybe the guy operating it is just got some downtime, you know what I mean?
Okay, so basically turn every job place or workplace into a giant sperm bank?
Yeah, maybe that could be like an on the side kind of thing, you know what I mean? Just give someone a vial and they'll go in and take care of business.
Fill the cup?
Then a truck comes by and picks
like
it up.
multitasking.
There you go. That's right.
Yeah.
Get multiple things done. Cynthia, you're my resident cynic here on this list. Do you think it really was just a glimpse?
Of course not.
Right.
I'm sure he and every other man in the office. It's Italy. Silvio Berlusconi has bunga bunga parties. You don't think that hasn't permeated into the corporate culture of every Italian company?
Okay. So you're basically you're stereotyping based on the incident of the people follow the leader?
Well, yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right, I'll take it.
I mean, they even dismissed all his charges that those women brought against him for sexual harassment and didn't he?
Is that Berlusconi or this poor Fiat guy?
I'm just all talking about Berlusconi. And then there's one other thing. It's like you all are talking about men watching porn. How many instances are there of women watching porn?
They don't get
and
caught.
we would definitely have to have a closed room.
Is that true, Rachel? Women don't get caught watching
They don't
porn?
get caught.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if they do get caught, nobody really minds.
Like, hey, more power to you.
That's right.
It's like, hey, what are you watching? Can I
give me her
watch
number.
you?
There you go. All right. All right, then I'll leave it at that and on to I believe this is our first break. And we are back from our first break. Issue number 3. Is there a shroom that makes women swoon? Researchers have found a new species of mushroom in Hawaii whose fetid odor triggered spontaneous orgasms in women. I think fetid odor is my nickname. In a small experiment involving 16 women and 20 men, volunteers were asked to sniff the mushroom. 6 of the women claimed to have hit the big O, while the other 10 experienced an increase in heart rate. According to the study, quote, these results suggest the hormone-like compounds present in the volatile portion of the spore mass may have some similarity to human neurotransmitters during sexual encounters, unquote. But how is it on pizza?
What do they eat?
Hey, John, wasn't that your video of things that nerds really love? Oh, okay. Well, anyways, not that that's a bad thing, right? Asian women and pizza, right? That's me.
There's a market for that.
That's what I want on a Friday night.
Yeah.
All weekend long.
There you go. All right.
my
Hey,
gosh, there's gotta be
Cynthia, I'll start with you since otherwise the other person would be John. That just doesn't seem right. Anyways, let's see here. Mushrooms that make women orgasm. Greatest thing ever or the world's biggest scam?
Well, as most of these scientific experiments that you present here on the panel, I think it's a limited and a faulty study. I haven't seen that it's done or reproduced any place. The sample size was way too small. It was not validated in any way. And if you have any mushrooms, I'd be happy to try to taste to do a little test.
All right. So you're thinking you're leaning more towards a scam until it's
Yes. Absolutely.
repeatable.
It's a scam until it's a repeatable scientific proof. Yes.
If it was for real, would you consider this a boon or a bane for
If
women?
it were true, and you said these mushrooms came from Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Then I think there would be planes filled with women going to Hawaii right now. And they would be searching out those mushrooms.
Okay.
Right. So, and are there planes filled with women going to Hawaii? No. So I don't think that's why I just like.
I thought there were planes filled with women going to Hawaii, but not for other reasons. But anyways.
Yeah. So.
Rachel, what's your take on this then, as the other woman on the panel?
Well, there's actually a tantric retreat in Hawaii in January, so I'm wondering now if hunting for mushrooms is going to be a part of this, because that could be a great match.
Are you going?
I'm thinking of going now.
Okay.
But as a chef, I love the idea of combining food and orgasm, and I think it's completely possible, even without the properties of the mushroom.
That's not a restaurant concept, is it?
Well, it could be.
Okay, because I would hate to be the busboy that cleans that up.
But it could
lot
make
of
for an
raw
interesting
vegetables.
restaurant.
More vegetables?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hook it up with the sperm bank in your.
Great idea.
John's not a meat eater.
I'm a
what I
vegan,
heard.
so.
Well, CJ likes sausage though. But anyways,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not kosher. So
Bane or boon for women though, if real.
If it's real, yeah, right on. Let's go to town.
Yet another reason we won't need men.
Okay. Now, CJ, in the green room, you said that you thought the female orgasm was the greatest scam of all time. So, what's your take on this story?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Were these ladies faking the O when they had the mushrooms? I'm not sure. And if it was so great, why didn't Bill Cosby get his hands on it?
Oh, he was too
And use
busy.
that to make drugs?
Ooh.
Oh.
Because then it wouldn't be about him. It'd be about
Has to be
them.
about the
If
Right,
a woman hits it, then
right,
he's not
yeah.
there to, he can't do what he wants
Can't
to
be
do.
castigated.
That's right. You can't, the women are done and then they don't need him.
That's right. Probably didn't need them in the first place.
Right. Well, yeah, if it was legit, would you, and they made a cologne out of it, would you wear it?
I'm wearing it right now.
Yeah.
See?
Can't you
And
tell,
nothing has
Jim?
happened.
Nothing.
Mushroom cologne?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Eau de mushroom.
Eau de mushroom.
Yeah, it's made by Creed.
Made by Creed.
European manufacturer.
Axe body
It's
spray.
Yeah, and so so far
Got
as
the
our
deodorant on too, the matching deodorant. So I don't know.
so okay, so it's not working for you. Then.
Apparently not. I mean, you see the women; they're still in their seats. So
That's right. They're kind of. Well, I don't know what Cynthia looks like with an orgasm, or Rachel for that matter.
That's the next show.
see, they're hiding it, like all women. They're hiding the big O.
They're faking it. One of
I
the
think
two.
so.
John,
Both.
would you wear a cologne made from this stuff?
I'd like to think that that's something you'd want to earn. You know what I mean? I personally, I think it's, that's got to be embarrassing for the male researchers if like, I don't know how they publish that data, being like, I can't make my wife climax, but this goddamn mushroom can, you know what
Well,
I mean?
maybe it's a
Like,
supplement. It just helps you get over the line, get close to the line.
yeah, maybe, but the mushrooms have been doing wonders for generations, so,
Okay.
why not, more power to them. I just know that, not for me, not my kind of cologne.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll go to the next issue. Issue number 4. Will men reject food will reject food they need in order to do the deed? Researchers at University College London have found that the male brain is hardwired to seek out sex even at the expense of a good meal, with specific neurons firing up to override the desire to eat. On the other hand, women do not have the same neurons, suggesting that sex for females comes secondary to eating. Yeah, sounds about right. Although the neurons have only been found in the brains of nematode worms, scientists say that it is likely that similar mechanisms are at work in humans, and proof that male and female brains are wired differently. I'm shocked. Anyway, I think we have some of the more research footage here.
Letter from Mars.
Oh, that lady's getting mounted.
Oh my god!
Yep, here it comes.
I got it.
Oh my god.
It's gonna
Oh, really?
A lot of it. And she's just she's gonna do
It's gonna hump you.
It's a weird version of Bambi. I haven't seen it.
Wow.
This is why there's no sequel to Bambi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bambi grows up. I don't understand why people name their daughters Bambi if Bambi was a male deer, but be that as it may. All right. Okay. So, the male brain is programmed to seek sex over food. John, I'll start with you first. What's your take on this?
I think that's very valid. I think a lot of men, maybe it's a subconscious thing, knowing that they'll probably last longer eating a sandwich than they will in bed. So maybe they're just like, hey, one and done. Let's get out and get some food. You know what I mean? Like.
And what's on Sports Center?
Yeah. Maybe it's the whole procreation thing. Maybe it's our obligation to the world to ensure, because like if the women aren't all, that's not their number one thing. I mean, the guys someone's got to look out for it. You know what I mean?
So like the male praying mantis?
Yeah, basically, yeah. See,
I've done
that's
my
the thing, the sex, and then they get the food.
And then, so I'm done, eat me now?
Yeah.
CJ, as the other man on the panel, besides me, and John, what's your take on this?
So I'm going to have to correlate this information, and I'm going to side with Rachel and think that why not combine the two?
Right.
Yeah, sex and food. Why do you have to eliminate one for the other?
It's not really sexy when someone has a mouthful of food.
And it's just sanitation, right?
Well, it depends what you're doing, I guess.
mean,
How you define sex?
It can't be a sandwich.
It can't be a
Okay,
sandwich.
it's got to be sexy food.
So would you
Sushi?
what would you call
Sushi's
such a
sexy food,
restaurant? Cynthia might need some help. Rachel might need
Bush?
Burger Bush?
A burger bush during sex?
A lot of sprouts on the sandwich. Is that where the bush comes from? Or?
Yeah, that's
Depends
not
on
so
where
sexy.
the buns are located, though.
Oh. See, I would have called it like something like 9.5 weeks. No?
Yeah, why not?
How does that sound, Rachel? Will
No,
you
it's
pitch
got
a
to be
restaurant?
sensual food, right? It's got to be strawberries. It's got to be fruit. It's got to be even chips, like you can hear the crunch.
Honey?
Yeah, honey.
Dripping honey?
Chocolate.
Dorito chips?
Melted
Right?
chocolate.
Yeah, you could use Doritos.
Doritos.
So
No
Rachel-
sandwich.
Not sexy. Doritos.
Knowing that
sandwich.
if men prioritize sex over
No
food,
burgers.
would it change your approach to this restaurant that you'd be considered opening?
Well, now I'm really considering opening this restaurant. I mean, it's
Sign me
really
up. I'll be the
it
busboy.
elevates all of our senses, is what it does when we combine the two.
Why don't they have hors d'oeuvres?
That's why John goes to Hooters. That's right. Is that right?
Well, that's
the
why
many
Hooters
reasons.
is
They
so
know me
popular.
there. They know me, all right?
Right?
They know me there. They just,
The usual?
they know
Sure.
my usual.
Cynthia, knowing this, can you think of any practical applications for this theory, if true?
I would say for men who want to lose weight, this would be great.
Right.
No food until you've found someone to have sex with.
Burn the calories before you
Burn the
Right.
calories.
But
Okay.
well, just the fact that, we can look around the table, I don't think there's that many guys here who've had sex recently. So I'm guessing it might.
They might,
I can make a phone call right now.
you might be hungry.
That's true. I'm pretty hungry.
Well, it is
I don't know.
almost
How long does it take to get to Nevada? Wherever Lamar Odom is. Wherever it was, or wherever it was, right?
Couple hours.
We get a plane flight, right? Couple hours.
Yeah.
There you go.
But but you can't think of any practical applications that would benefit
Well, other than
you,
dieting?
other than to benefit you.
Oh, to benefit myself. No.
Okay, right. So you're not cooking for any man anymore, right?
Oh, well, I will always cook, but there are conditions, of course. So,
Lots of mushrooms.
I would ask if it's more or less than for the sex, but I'm going to leave it at that since we're out of time. On to our second break. And welcome back from our second break. This is the final segment of the show. And just in case for all those people who want to send us weird comments or remarks or questions, our information via Twitter and our email address are below here. So feel free to take a look, take a note, and send us a nice little compliment or comment or criticism or whatever. Hey, we're at the final segment of our show. This is our fact-checking segment. And this is where we learn where we went wrong during the course of the show. And for that, we rejoin Timothy Walton in our legal department. Hey, Timothy, how did we do on tonight's show?
Jim, this panel is driving me insane. I don't even know where to begin. I mean, come on. Look, CJ, Fiat owns Ferrari, right? Not the other way around. Come on, you know that. And John, the CAT scan is not the machine to masturbate in. You're thinking of the MRI.
Oh, that's right. The big tube.
Yeah.
But then everyone will know how big you are.
There's so much to get through here. Cynthia, the public does want to know which porn Donald Trump watches. John especially wants to know, does Donald Trump get better porn than he does?
Well, he is the 1%. So is the porn for the 1% different than the rest of us?
What are the pixels?
Yeah. Probably get more pixels.
Does he understand
Yeah.
how to use the internet?
More RAM.
correctly, or-
Yeah.
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 he has
More
someone do
interactive.
it for him.
In pay-per-view, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim, legal porn is David Bowie's arguing before the U.S. Supreme Court.
You say David Bowie or David Boys?
Boys.
Okay, yeah, I thought I heard Bowie. I thought I heard
I
Bowie.
don't remember that happening. I was like,
Wow, David Bowie went to law school. Yeah, there you go.
CJ, I'm pretty sure that when you said F Troop, you were really thinking of Petticoat Junction.
Probably subliminally.
Hey, those petticoats get me going. Oh, yeah, man. Take off them petticoats.
Also, CJ, your supervisor found your monkey porn, and he does appreciate that you're not harassing the female employees anymore.
Quid pro quo.
The monkey, on the other hand,
Hostile work environment.
Peter may have a mess problem with that.
Because he has a
Big
private
time.
room now.
yeah.
Cynthia, while you were correct that the sample size was too small in the study, you need to sniff a larger dose.
Or a bigger mushroom.
And Jim, I don't understand. How did nobody bring up the fact that you used to have a job requiring you to watch porn during working hours?
I know, but that's a dark moment in my life because it jaded me. It reduced my ability to appreciate porn. So now I just
Except Bambi porn.
Well, yeah. Well, anyways, hey, we got a minute left, Timothy. But thank you for sharing that with the group. I bet you that's something they didn't know about me, or the fact that I'm commando at the moment.
Neither one we wanted to know.
There you go.
Right, wearing any pants, you know?
Yeah. Nobody's wearing pants.
No.
Well, you can tell I am.
Okay. All right, Timothy, we got about 30 seconds. That's what she said.
Well, so I just have to say to John, I think you're doing it wrong. You should enjoy your sandwich more.
Depends what's on the bread.
or if that's really mayonnaise.
That ain't mayonnaise, baby.
Rachel, I will see you at that tantric retreat.
All right.
Oh, there you go. All right, Timothy, we got about 10 seconds. You got anything more before we bail out? One for the road?
I think CJ picked the wrong cologne. He should try the mushrooms that John has.
Oh, that's right. Hey, Timothy, on that note, thank you very much. Thank you to the paddle. Thank you very much for watching the show. Later.
I noticed he didn't dispute the fact that we could use this as a